Hello everyone, this is Stefan, the project manager of C Studio Fusion team. Welcome to the Seed Weekly live stream.
Hey guys, I'm Estella, the marketing manager of Fusion team. Hey Stefan, do you notice that recently there are several new members coming to our Xiao family?
Of course, like C6, RP2350, and G24, this is what we just recently released.
Yeah, they're all very popular, and today let's share a very impressive project based on Xiao.
I know, we just launched our Xiao AI Microscope. Can you tell us how was it born with our Fusion co-create services?
For sure, Xiao AI Microscope is a newly launched product and also licensed product from Fusion Co-Create. So we have been preparing for it for quite a while, and today it has finally come to life. We are all very excited for that.
It sounds so cool. Let's take a dive into how this little piece of tech went from a creator idea to a real product. And today, we have also specially invited its creator, Benedict, from OpenUC2, to share the story behind it and how Seed has helped them transition from prototype to produce and sales.
So before we bring out the creator, just let me announce that there will be prizes given out today as well. So after the Q&A, we will ask you guys a question. And the first 3 people who type the right answers will each win $100 Fusion coupons.
$100?
Yeah, in addition, as a special treat, we will be giving away 20 coupons, each worth $30. That could be used for Xiao Microscope. Please stay tuned until the end of our live stream to claim yours.
Wow, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see who is our lucky bird today. And Benedict will pick up the answer from the chat. All right, let's welcome our mastermind, Benedict. Hi, Benedict. How are you? Nice to see you again here.
Yes, hello. A very warm welcome from Jena in Germany, the Optics Valley. And yeah, I'm very happy that finally, after a long time, we can present something that's in the box here. I think we have worked on this for a very long time, but tightly together. We went from a single cube somewhere to this microscope, which had a Xiao microscope or a camera inside, to a product that I think everybody can buy now. And I'm super excited to not only unbox it today, but also to eventually show what you can do. So we have some additional cubes to show that it's not only a microscope, but actually a hackable microscope. And for those who don't know OpenUC2 yet, we are trying to become the Raspberry Pi for optics. So we have these cubes, you can combine them, and then essentially be modular, similar to what you know from Seed Studio already for the electronics, but for optics. And then you can just combine electronics and optics and build very fancy setups. I think that's what we're trying to show you today.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow, like it looks amazing, you know. So from the beginning, I know a lot of people has been asking for this product, and I bet our audience have lots of questions for you. And I think let's go to the Q&A section. Let's see if we can pick any one of answers. So is anyone have the answer for the Benedict about the Xiao Microscope project, as well as for the co-create? And even you can just ask any question to the Benedict.
I think, Benedict, you have prepared for the demo presentation, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you can show us now.
Sure, yeah. So for those who don't know, so this is the box you will receive once you order this very cool microscope, the Xiao microscope. And you open that, and then you have a few things in there, which is, I think, well, if the lighting is correct, the box here, a torch, and also, a cable. And so once you put it out, you may ask yourself, okay, what do I get here? So you have this black body here, which I think if I go over to the other camera, the little piece here. So below here, you see that there is a cooling body. So this will host the camera, the Xiao camera. And this here is a micrometer precise focusing knob. So why would you need that? Well, there's a little microscope lens here. You probably know that from biology, where you can actually unscrew that here. And then you have something, well, I prepared that already, looking like this here. So, and this is necessary in order to magnify whatever you have under the microscope. So it looks a bit different from what you probably know from microscopy, because you have the sample here and you look from below. This has the advantage that you can, for example, look on samples that are in aqueous solution. And how this works, I'm going to show you. It's relatively, it's really simple to set it up. So the box here, well, it's not only a black box, but it's actually open source. So you can adapt, for example, cubes. These cubes here are a bit like Lego bricks. And then you just put them here on top. You can put multiple of those. And then you can actually stack them. You can also put them below here. And then you can add any functionality you want. That's pretty cool. So,
Yes.
and then,
So Benedict, I think our audience have some question for you. So let's pick from the top. So first is from Joji. So if I pronounce it properly. So he's asking, what's the zoom option for the objective?
the zoom option. Well, it's not like, so with these lenses here, it's a bit like a fixed focus lens, you know, from, from your photo camera. So this here, it doesn't really have a focal length as you would probably have that from your photo camera, but it has a magnification. So this is a 60x lens, it's called. And then what you essentially do is you magnify whatever is in the sample plane onto the camera plane by a factor of roughly 60. And then you have to kind of see what's the resolution on the camera pixel size. So you can, that's the advantage over any of the USB microscopes, swap these lenses. So you just unscrew it and then you order other lenses online. And then you can, for example, have a simple 4x lens, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you magnify, for example, a micrometer to become 4 micrometer and your pixel sizes is like 2 micrometer, then you can actually see something in that region. And so if you have a 100x lens, then you obviously can magnify more. And so that means you cannot really zoom, but you can magnify. And that's the idea of microscopy. Yeah. And so the way you would then operate it, so you have this thing, there's a firmware you can flash online. I'm just quickly showing how that looks like. So you go online to matchboxscope.github.io. That was also a very fun project. There's a button here, software. And if you go down a little bit, there's something like flashing the firmware. I think we can also put these links into the show notes. And then you can connect your camera to your computer. And then you select either the default Xiao firmware here or that one for our microscope that has a bit more functionalities. There's a bit of explanation and also where you can find the source code. Then you connect to your module, and then you can flash it online. So you don't need to have anything like Arduino IDE or Platform IO or anything like that. So you can just do everything in the browser. And so then once this is done, you just plug it in. So this is something I did already. And just quickly going back to the main camera here. So this is now just on a USB cable, so you can use your power bank or anything else. And then you take your phone, or in that case, we take a tablet. So just an ordinary tablet here. I hope it's bright enough, actually. And then going here. And then what we have to do here is we look for Wi-Fi signals near us. Maybe I'm just going a bit more this direction here. And then you choose the open UC2 X seed. And then what it's doing, so the Xiao microscope here is essentially just hosting a web server, and then you just connect to that, and then you enter this address in the URL section. It will connect, and what you see here is like the ordinary firmware that you probably know from the Xiao Sense camera already. So this is just the one that's shipping open source as well. And so what you see here is the live stream. So far, bad quality, so we just improve the pixel resolution. And what we see now is essentially just the live stream here. So we don't see much because there's no light. So there is a little torch in the box. So you can just use that one here. So then you see something like here. So there's already some dust in here. And then we also take the sample that is shipped in the box here. So this is just an ordinary sample. In that case, it's a cockroach. And you just put that in here, take your torch. Sometimes there's a funky flickering on the torch, so we just turn it on all the time. So, and what you see here now is some hair structure from the cockroach. So, and you can just essentially move it around and then, for example, look for other parts of the cockroach in that sense. So, and this is the most simple part. And the coolest thing is you can just take this entire thing into the environment and then play with this. And something that you cannot do with the typical USB microscopes so easily is, for example, well, you just open this cube thing here. So I'm just showing that here now. So you have this cube, you just unpack it here. You can actually open that thing here. Maybe first remove the slide because it's glass. And then you open this thing and we have something prepared here. It's actually already inside a little cube. So this is just a little chamber where we have some water in there. And then we are going to add this to the Xiao microscope. So then you see that here again. Okay, so, and then we have to focus. And so this is what I mentioned previously. This is water from the pond nearby. And so unfortunately it was rather cold the last few days because in Germany there's already fall. So the stuff that is floating around in the pond, it's kind of frozen now. So there's not so much life going on anymore. So what you see here is some algae, some single-celled organisms, and they're pretty intensely living here. So they're floating around, so you can zoom in. You can actually also then focus them. And so I think they're crawling for food, but I think they're already pretty much in the last period of the year. So there's not so much life going on. So like 2 or 3 weeks ago, there was a lot more going on. So, but we have also some tutorials. I'm just trying to focus here. How this could work. So there's a lot of stuff in the water, like some algae, some single-celled organisms, bacteria, and you can actually visualize that with this microscope. So like these are some diatoms, there are some single-celled organisms, there's something floating around. So this is something you can just take on your trip, on your holidays. And how you can do that, we show you on our open source website. So there's something, so OpenEC2, it's the brand we have established around 2 years ago. So if you look around, you maybe also get the idea why cubes are cool. So our goal is to become the Raspberry Pi for optics in the end. We have certain elements by means of boxes. So you can, for example, start with a kit similar to what you probably know from Lego, to then construct arbitrary complicated stuff. And of course, in order to get your hands dirty, you need to have certain elements of the documentation. And this is all available on a GitHub webpage. So you go just to openec2.github.io and then go to the tutorial. And then if you either search for something like seed, you will probably find that immediately. So there's the first version, how you print, for example, an in-cube adapter for the Xiao, or how to operate the microscope, which we just have. So we went from the cube to something that's a bit more integrated, a bit more stable. And then we give you all the information necessary to go from this down to, okay, how can I use that on a field trip? Or how can I actually add additional components, for example, an XYZ stage. And since everything's open source, you just go online. In that case here, for example, people wanted to use that for blood screening for malaria diagnostics. So here you see red blood cells on a microscope. And so the possibilities are essentially endless. And to show you how easy it is to add also more functionalities, for example, like a little peristaltic pump to have microfluidics, we have prepared yet one more experiment, which is right here. And for this, Christian, our very talented electronics guru, he designed this little PCB. And you already get the idea. It's again fitting in this little cube here. It's powered by a little Xiao. So you see this PCB right here, and this is controlling arbitrary components. For example, you have two ports for stepper motors, for motors or stepper motors, servos, you have an LED, and this directly fits on this microscope here. So if you have a look here, well, I'm just removing the torch and then removing this sample for now. And we have this already wired up. So you have the LED here. In that sense, it's a NeoPixel, or and this can mount on the top here. And we have also a little peristaltic pump. So this is essentially just pumping water through the pipes. This is cool for microscopy because you can then actually automate your system. So let me check where this stuff is. Where did I put that now? So this is here. Yeah. So this is just the sample holder. And then I have to have this special sample. So this special sample here has a little channel where the water is flowing through. And then we have to rotate that. So, and then what you can do is you can control this setup from the internet. That's actually pretty convenient. So you see how easy it can be to put stuff together. It's a bit like Lego. So now we put this here on top, and you see already the image here. So it's turned on now, so we can manipulate that. And the way you control it, so we have some water from the pond here, just in this little cup here. You sneak that in, and then we go back here, and you can control the Xiao controlled microscope from the internet. So you go on yet another website that's called uc2.io. You go to test our firmware, because we have an open source firmware that is running on all our devices, so it's always the same. You connect your device here, and then hope that it's actually connecting. So just doing that again. So yeah, so now we have a connection to the microscope here. And then you can turn on the pump, for example. So in that case, it's called laser, but what you hear now eventually, that is the little peristaltic pump that is pumping water through the focus. So I'm also turning on the LED. And so when we go back to the live here, that's the connection for a second. Let's see why. Okay. So what you see now is essentially the live stream again from the Xiao microscope, and we have to focus on the channel, and you see already some shadows going back and forth, and that's some of the particles from the pond. I think here somewhere. There we go, somewhere. So now we stop the. So there's something we have trapped now. So there's, again, probably some algae. Not so sure whether you can actually see that. It's a very tiny particle, so not so impressive here. But we can now turn on the pump, stop it, and then maybe hope that we see something a bit more fancy in the focus. I think there's, well, unfortunately not so much cool stuff in the water these days anymore. But you see maybe the potential of what you can do with the open source bit here. You can also, for example, turn the color from the LED to red. So it's the firmware that you see there is pretty flexible in that sense. I have to look for the command. Okay, maybe something else. Okay, here, turn on and off. So you can then turn off the LED. And then, yeah, here's the one. Start for. So now I turn the LED fully red. Okay, didn't work. Well, next time then. Okay, but just to give you an impression, so the optics, of course, is backed by electronics, and so the idea of this whole system is now to make the optics talk to the electronics somehow, so that we have well, in the end, arbitrarily complicated systems that are based on optics and also on electronics, and then you can combine the two, for example, to have computational optics. And since there's a huge gap between a Raspberry Pi and these USB microscopes, or actually also very fancy microscopes, I think UC2 is the perfect spot for you to get starting with any kinds of optics. So it's not only this little tutorial that you saw on how to build the microscope, the Xiao microscope, but there's also tons of other stuff. So if you go, for example, to, well, we even have some Chinese ones, but let's go to English. We have a step-by-step learning tutorial. So this is, for example, one kit where you then start with a single lens, how to put them in the cubes, until you finally reach the point where you can build your own microscope here. So this is a very, very fast walkthrough, but we would be very happy to help you on the way to make optics a bit more approachable than it is right now. So I think this is everything I have to say from now. So maybe you have some questions in the meantime. I think there was a lot of
thank you, Benedict. So thank you for giving a lot of detail to our audience. And meanwhile, you are introducing this product, and I see a lot of comments and questions is pop up on the chat. So Estella, do you want to pick some of the questions from the chat and ask Benedict?
For sure. I got a very interesting one. It's from Alice. So Benedict, how do you have such beautiful hair?
I was working on that for a long time.
Just kidding, just kidding. No worries. And let's pick out another one. Is is from Brian. Are these standard microscope lenses?
Yes, exactly. So, well, how standard microscope lens is defined. So they have a certain thread that's called RMS. So it stands for Royal Microscopy Society. And those lenses here are finite. So if you go down all the documentation, you see there's a difference between finite and infinite. And any finite lens can be used in this microscope here. You just need to thread it out and then put another one inside.
So does that help us to pick the next one?
Okay, let me check. Wait a moment. Wow, there's tons of comments here. I can find one out here. And okay, it's one question from David. So, does the microscope comes with the NeoPixel cube in the box, or do you have to illuminate your samples via a flashlight or torch?
So this little PCB here, what I just showed, is just one example how you can automate your sample system. So ideally, so the firmware is there. It's just a bit too risky for this live stream now. The Xiao that is sitting in this device here can automatically connect to this device here using an HTTP connection. So then you have just one app that is controlling both of those devices. And this is cool because then you can, for example, put that in a cell incubator. So this is what biologists use, for example, to discover how cancer is actually being formed. And then you can just let it run autonomously. But at the same time, you can also just use a torch or any other LED light source. So this is a very robust optical setup, let's say. And this here is mostly for adding some more fanciness, like motors or servos. So you, for example, can also use this servo. It's just another module that well, fits in the cube. You see already this form factor. It looks a bit like a stop sign, and you just fit it in here. Then you put that in the cube. And then you put this cube on the microscope. And then, well, I'm removing this part here. You see that, so there's a little adapter on here. Maybe you can see that, which is then in turn interacting with the focus knob. So then you can have a, oh, maybe the cable is not in the right place. So then you have a motorized focus here. So you see the servo then connects to the board, and then you can have a motorized focus. For example, if you have shaky hands or something, then this becomes in very handy.
Oh, thank you, Benedict. So I think there's another question from Cap9382. So he's asking, is the software is all open source?
Sorry, the PCB CAD files are open
No,
source?
is the software, is your software is open source?
Yes, it is. So it might not be visible in the very first place because we have quite a lot of software. So the software for all of our boards, so it's ESP driven, that's open source. You find that also on openuc2.github.io. And for anything else, so if you have other questions, we also have a forum. So if you go to openuc2.discourse.group, there should be a forum where you can ask all kinds of questions. This is one place to go, and then of course we have the GitHub, openuc2, and then wherever you feel like want to ask something, for example, for the Xiao, then just file us an issue, and we would be very happy to help you. So most of our stuff is open source, and if it's not open source, we can make it such that we just upload it. Yes.
Oh, wow. So now will be our last question from the chat box. So it's from a Camille. Why did you decide on the 50 mm cube from the form factor? Yeah.
Yeah, why is 50 millimeter cube for form factor? Why you decided?
Yeah, that's indeed a very good question. So you may wonder because Lego, or like this standard building brick in plastic, it has a form factor of 8 millimeters. So why haven't we done like 48 or 56 to be compatible with Lego? But most lenses, if you buy them, for example, those that are in our learning teaching box here, so this is for geometrical optics, they come in focal length is 50 millimeters. So what focal length means you can also find in the documentation, but that means that you can just put two of those lenses together with a certain distance, and then you form, for example, an optical telescope. And so it's a lot easier to find lenses with 50, 100, 200 millimeter lenses, focal lengths, and then combine those rather than having something like 48 or 56 millimeters or something like that. It's physically driven.
Oh, thank you, Benedict. So, it's been a long journey start from your prototype, and we optimized designs through a lot of conversation until today. Finally, we have the final version of the Xiao microscope. After going through so much, actually, I have some question for you as well. So, I think my question is, so what inspired you to create this product, and what problem do you aim to solve?
Well, that's also a very good question, and I think it's a longer answer. So my background is electronics. So in Germany, you can do apprenticeships. So you work together with a company, and then you learn how to do stuff. And during my apprenticeship, I learned how to do these kind of things. So not so fancy, like when you just order that on, like, say, C Studio or GLC or whatever. But you have to hand solder stuff, and this usually takes a lot of time. And then there was the Arduino or the ESP32. You just plug it in and it just works by means of like the LEDs blinking. But if you have optics, and so here in Jena we have lots of optics, it's really difficult to even just mount a certain or like a single mirror. So you have to have tons of posts and mechanical elements to just align two of these things. And with this system here, you have these puzzle pieces, and you can just easily, for example, have this rather not super helpful setup, but you can have a periscope with just two cubes. And I mean, the idea is that you can have that arbitrarily complicated.
Wow,
and
that's
so we wanted
interesting.
to have we wanted to have something that is as easy as an Arduino, but applied for optics. And so that's also our mission, to kind of follow this idea, what the Raspberry Pi has done for computation, but for optics, so that it becomes as easy to build a microscope than just coding a Python app on the Raspberry Pi.
Wow, it sounds excellent. And now let's bring my last question. So why did you choose the Xiao? You know, like there's a lot of models on the market. So why did you choose the Xiao microscope and the device like this as the devices? And why is this studio?
Yeah. Also multiple questions, since I think it's not the last version regarding the camera, because in microscopy, so for these kind of microscopy techniques we want to do, I think the quality is fairly okay. I mean, we have to take into account that the sensor is already a little bit outdated, but what's really cool about it is it's widely supported. So the ESP32 camera is available for, I don't know, the last 5 years or so. So there's a huge community providing code and also abilities to customize that somehow. So we essentially built on top of other people's open source work and then just integrated that in our cube. So if you go online and look through our documentation, the first idea was essentially having one of these little pieces here, like one of these adapters that just fits the Xiao camera inside. And the Xiao camera is nice because it has USB-C, which is nicely adaptable, and it's much more robust than the ESP32 camera it was before. And you can customize it by means, for example, you can, so one thing we did, you take a snapshot and it's automatically uploaded to Jena, for example. And this is something you cannot do with a webcam, or you can just operate with your tablet or something. So this is cool. But I think what we need in the future, since we now want to go deeper into the samples by means of higher resolution, we need to have better cameras. And I think there are some limitations for the Xiao, but I definitely see other cameras have a very huge potential there.
Okay, thanks, Benedict and Stefan. And after all that detailed presenting, I bet all of you must want to buy one and try it, right?
Definitely, I bet people love it. So guys, if you also have, today we also offer you a limited time coupon. You can use the coupon code below to receive limited time discount on Xiao Microscope. If you like the Xiao Microscope, please find the link below. Please find on the chat box, and will be the limited time offer.
Yeah, go get your ones.
Hurry up, guys, get your coupon code.
Yeah, it's just limited for 20 people.
Oh, there's only 20. So guys, you must be hurry up.
Yeah, it's also had a holiday day. Go check on our columns.
Guys, so we just pop up the coupon code. If you guys see on the chat box, and you can see the link with the Xiao Microscope project, as well as our coupon code. So this is limited time offer, and there's only 20 valid.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thanks for your guys' support.
Yeah, guys need to be hurry up.
Yeah, or you can just save
so
the
first
coupon
come,
code.
first come, first get.
Yeah. And don't forget to do the screenshot, and then you can buy it later.
Yep, so this coupon is valid for a week, so you can now get your coupon code and place the order within a week.
Yes, for sure. Okay.
All right, so.
And thank you.
No, I think, I know, like, Benedict, so today we're talking about a lot of background as well as your products. So before you leave, is anything else you want to express to our audience who watch the stream right now? Also for our future co-creators.
Yeah, so it was a very intense journey to bring these cubes to a final product, and I'm very happy that it went out so smoothly in the end. So I think it's it's one very important step to get a bit closer to become the Raspberry Pi for optics in the end. So because I think Seed Studio has a lot of experience how to create a product. And we are so far just a very small startup somewhere in the middle of Germany. And it was a very nice mutual exchange of ideas and information. I think over the course of this year, I think we had very fun times to develop this product. And when it comes to optics, so if you are in the field of electronics for a long time, I think maybe it's time now to look into optics and then maybe find ways to combine that, and also keep it in mind, give something back to the community, because this is all open source. You find most of the parts online. And if you feel like, oh, there's a cube missing or there's a function missing, either just design it on your own or shoot us an email or post it in the forum and then ask us. We would be very happy to help, so that the future is bright for everything that is concerning light microscopy.
Thank you, Benedict. You know, like before we wrap up with you, so I think there's one question I still need to ask, and this is from Jurassic Jackin, and this is something question a lot of people want to know, and this will be the last final question for you. So, so people was asking any future for AI objective detection?
Oh yeah, plenty. So I think in the meantime, or like in the middle of the cast, I showed that there was this bloodstream, or like the malaria blood sample. So there people are exploring whether it's possible to do very fast optical detection of people's diseases, like for example malaria. So this is a little parasite, and for this AI becomes very important, so that you train it on the data you have, and then you just deploy that in the field somewhere, so that you wherever you don't have people who can actually annotate the data fast, you have a tool at hand that is supporting the people with a microscope. Because so far optics was always very expensive, and I think we heavily work on the fact that it becomes more available and accessible. And if you have the right image processing algorithms that then can identify something in the images, there's a huge potential to help or like to support medical areas as well. Or of course, like environmental stuff. If you want to just, you go out in the nature and want to do some, see what's the animal in the water, then you just take this image, process it with your Xiao camera, for example, and then you have a result. So this is very nice for biodiversity as well.
Thank you, Benedict. So last, I was a big thank you for you to join our stream today, and thank you for your join. And let's say goodbye to Benedict.
Bye bye, Benedict. I'm so happy to be with you.
All right, thank you.
So I know there's must be many of you who are interested in corporate program. Any one of you has chance to be a next Xiao Microscope, whether you are professional engineers or just even individual makers. You all have chance to join our co-create.
Yeah, you could. Every one of you can become like people like Benedict.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's like we understand that the best idea come from working together, sharing knowledge, and we are not just building products. Instead, we are cultivating this incredible ecosystem of support and innovation. So, Stefan, how do we start co-create?
Sure. To start our co-create, you must have at least one prototype being verified. Secondly, you need to use Seed Studio current technology stack, such as Xiao, Raspberry Pi, Groove, and so on.
So, if I receive tons of project applications, how do you plan the priorities?
This is a very good question. In addition to the two thresholds just mentioned, we will give the highest priority to the product who has the highest market popularity. It is important to catch up the right time with the popularity.
Oh, thanks for explanation. And Stefan, I also have another one what is the biggest benefit I can get if I participated in co-create?
Right, Estella. By joining our co-create plan, you will have access to our three major services: prototype, produce, and promote. We will implement it for you from 0 to 0.1 to infinity. Meanwhile, you can also make profit through your idea during this process. Sid will cover the entire product lifecycle management, including sampling, production, and sales.
Well, that sounds great. So I'm sure most of you are waiting to join CodeCreate, right? And I also want
Definitely.
to share a successful case from our previous collaborative project. So as you can see it in the screen, it's called Crazyfy, which is a tiny drone.
This is strong, yeah.
That's perfect for indoor flight. And this product previously reached even millions of dollars in sales.
Millions of dollars. Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, guys, if you are interested in our CodeCreate, please find the link below to submit your project. As long as you have your prototype, please briefly share your idea with Sid to help you to achieve.
Yes, this is link for our CodeCreate website. Please find out more.
Please find our CodeCreate page on the chat box and briefly to submit your project, and we will give you feedback as soon as we see it.
Yeah. And at the same time, Sid will also provide a gadget platform for the community to vote on the projects. So we will select the top 3 gadgets with the highest popularity every month for CodeCreate. So we hope that more people like Benedict will join our CodeCreate, right?
Yes, sounds great, Stella. Let's share gadget link to our audience.
Yes, okay, you can find out the gadget link in the chat box. Please check out more later.
Yeah, also, so we provide the gadget platform to our audience, including all the makers from our communities.
Yeah, we encourage all of you can join this project. So, okay, if you still watch the stream right now, you must have a chance to be our lucky birds. And next, I will ask a question and pick the first 3 people who answered on the chat, and each of you will get a $100 coupon for Fusion prototype services. You can use it to do the PCB manufacturing or PCB assembly. So listen to me carefully right now, okay? The question is, can you guys tell us what kinds of application you can do with this AI microscope after listening all the detail presenting from Benedict? So please utilize your imagination now.
Yeah, guys, take your imagination and we will pick the lucky bird from us, from the chat box, and you might be the winner.
Wow, education. Yeah, oh, for sure. This microscope will use in many education fields, right? Automatic image analysis. Yeah, I think it's also a good answer, right? Yeah, wow, thanks for your comments here. I think it's not only 3 people now, we got the first 3 people here. So let's congratulations to Chen and Lee and Sajoji. Sorry, the name is so difficult to read it. So let's congratulations to you guys. And don't forget, all the winners here, please leave your email address in the chat box so that we can contact you and send you the coupons after the live stream.
Yeah, let's see who is the lucky bird, and please leave your emails in the chat box. And the lucky bird, I think we are already. Okay. So we will directly contact the winners.
Yeah.
Okay, I think, okay, there's some comment. So Cap was asking any opportunity for technology review for CodeCreate members. So we don't quite understand. So what kind of technology review you're looking for, like for Cap 9382?
Mm-hmm. Which one? Is the latest one?
Okay, no worries. So Cap, so you can find our CodeCreate page and you can find our contact email. And if you have any question about the CodeCreate program, please direct email me and I will feedback you as soon as I see it.
Yeah, for sure. So thank you so much, for all of you joining us today for the live stream. So I would like to see you next time.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Nhiều không? Nhiều. Ký không?
我管用。